That's right. Just like that. All right. Here we go, guys. Dating advice from me. You know why? Because you guys need it. Not everyone needs it. There's a lot of guys out there that are pale, sexless, helpless virgins, and it's too many guys actually, and it's disappointing. I used to be you. There was a point in time where I would do nothing but play Quake 3. At the time, Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament were the popular games. I'd play Quake 3. I was a Quake guy. I'd play Quake 3 and dream for a busty goth babe. That never, well, that kind of did happen, but it didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen. And you know what, man? I used to be you. I understand a bit. Times have changed. Maybe things are harder now. I got to ask you, is it really? Are things tougher? Is the dating scene tougher? I don't know. Like, I've been married for quite a bit, and it's been a while, and I don't want to try my luck, so to speak, but maybe I thought about this. Being the average guy, I mean, I'm not a gym bro. I don't lift anything other than a 40 ounce. Okay. Speaking of which, let's pop open this. Not a 40 ounce, going light today. I don't lift. The only lifting I do is when I have to push her up. Okay. I don't lift. You don't need to be a gym bro to get girls. Okay. You really don't. You really don't. Because the truth, the reality is, the women, just as much as the men, do not know what they're doing and don't know how to get it really. That is the truth of it. There's a lot of grifters and people on the Manosphere or whatever telling you got to work out, work on your game, be better, and have money, have big accounts. My bank account, nothing. When I was dating, my bank account was nothing. I spent it all on anime and gaming. But yet still, after high school and in college, like, I never had a dry spell. Ever. And honestly, we're going to go through it. Even during high school, didn't have a dry spell. And I wasn't the jock. I wasn't the cream of the crop of high school either. Okay? All right? I am you. I used to be you. Like, I don't know how to emphasize it anymore. Okay, so there's the jock type, there's the alpha Chad, right? And then what I was in high school was the guy that would wear the trench coat in the corner and being by himself, drinking. At the time, it was, I was drinking Arizona tea, the green tea. By the time, it was in the glass bottles, and I had it in a brown bag. So it looked like I was drinking beer, chugging a 40 ounce on the school campus, but it was really just a big bottle of green tea, really. Okay, this is all it looks. I'm saying, man, like, I was that guy. I was the outcast. How can someone who was the outcast not have any trouble getting laid? Like, you understand this? Like people who are sexless virgins and are on like dry spells. You understand that people like me, people like Gothic King Cobra JFS, people like Ethan Ralph can get laid, can get with women. Like, dude, like you need a reality check. Like if you're going to one of those Manosphere channels or Red Pill channels about relationship advice and how to get with women, going with Fresh and Fit about how to get with women, what are you talking about, man? You're spending too much time thinking about it and less time actually doing it. Like all you need to do is just, things have changed. It might sound outdated, but put yourself out there. Just put yourself out there. Like if you stay in your room gaming all the time, you're not gonna get laid. You're not gonna get your dick sucked. That's just the reality of it. Okay, you're gonna have to go out there. That is the truth of it. It's gonna be lame, but you're gonna have to go out there. Okay. And then it's not lame. By the way, I'm going to open the call for Discord for callers, and what I'm going to ask is, what is your relationship advice? Because I'm sure people will be like, oh, that's bad advice. Okay, give me your advice. Because my advice really in the nutshell is stop thinking about it too much and just do it. Just do it, man. Like, there's no one-liner that you need, okay? There's not like a skill you need. You don't need to be a pickup artist. You just need to have the confidence to just do it. And when you're doing it, when I say doing it, when you're like engaging and you're asking, and you're approaching, like, know what you're trying to do. Don't get lost in the moment. Don't forget where you are, what you're trying to do. Some people do that. They get like deer in the headlights. Then when a girl's talking to them, don't forget what you're trying to do. Okay, you're trying to ask them out. You're trying to take them to a place, you and her, to spend some time together. Okay, one-on-one time. Okay, it doesn't have to be like that as your first date. It's not going to be like that. But hey, it could be. It could be. And I'm telling you from life experience, it could be. There's not a one-liner that's going to help you here. There's not a specific approach. You just have to do it. Because the women, let me emphasize this, are just as lost as you are. There's a bunch of lonely, sexless men out there that are unhappy, that are wanting to get with women. There's a bunch of lonely, sexless women that are unhappy, wanting to get with men, and they don't know how to do it, okay? Like, men are confused on how to do it. They go to those red-pilled guys. They go to those Manosphere guys. Like, how do I get with chicks? And there's plenty of women, like, how do I get with guys? How do I find a good guy? Stop. Like, some of you guys are in the position where, like, you have a long dry spell. You just need to do it. Like, if you're not having a steady rotation of women, like, you're not trying. You're honestly not trying. I guess maybe we're thinking you want the perfect 10. Guess what? Newsflash, you're not getting the perfect 10. You don't have to go for the 1 either. You can go for somewhere in between, okay? All right? Whatever. You like average, you're like, you yourself are like 5, 6, maybe a 7, okay? Then go for that. Go for that, okay? All right? If you go for the 10 and get denied, don't be surprised, okay? But sometimes not everyone approaches the 10. So you approach the 10. You actually, and if no one else is, especially in your area, guess what? You might actually have a chance. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Many of you guys are just not lining up the shot, not even trying to take the shot because you think you can't do it. Let me say this again. I have done this. Like, before I was married, it was like 15 or 20. The count is kind of hazy, but it's pretty bad. It's a bad as in high number. My count, if you want to know, is about 15 to 20. Some of those I forgot, and it's kind of hazy. And I remember when I was getting with the woman that would later become my wife, she told me I need to get an AIDS test. That's how bad it was. That's how many it was. And it was like, well, I'm getting fat, so I don't think I need an AIDS test. Okay. Well, I was going to say there was only one black chick in there, and that was in high school. No, I think I'm good. I never had that AIDS test. So to this day, we'll never know. Does Mr. Deadman have AIDS? Never know. Wow. Surprise. Figure that one out. Okay. So, yeah. And like I said, in high school, I was that dude. We're in Columbine. I was in high school when Columbine happened, and I continued to wear the trench coat anyway to try to prove people wrong that you can have that sort of goth edge boy look and still be safe. Okay. And even with that, I still got with some girls here and there. And let's see, in high school there was Jenny in the anime club. She has some pretty good legs at the time. She lived in Sugarland, and that was a pretty good experience, actually. That was an early dating experience. Take me back there. Jenny is actually a common name. Actually, Jenny. I realized Jenny. My wife's name is Jennifer. So I guess that's Jennifer's a common name. It's a common name. But that was in an anime club, guys. I was at an anime club, and she lived in Sugarland. She comes from kind of money, like upper middle class, not too much, okay? She had something there. And I mean, look at me. Like, I'm not a Chad. I don't have any amazing looks, and I'm operating with a 4-inch dick. And even with that, it still didn't. Even with that, there was Jenny, which was great. Then there was the Asian twins, Vivian Tran. Now, the other one I don't remember. Last name was Tran. I don't remember who her name exactly. I remember they gave me the hardest time ever because they're like, "Oh, we can't date you because you're not Asian. You're not Vietnamese." They're like, "You're not Asian. We can't date you." And because you're not Asian, our father's not going to allow us to date you. And I was like, "Well, that's bullcrap. That is absolute bullcrap." But I remember they would do psychological little war games on me and my friends. They would sex us all the time till like 2:00 in the morning. And I was like, man, we have to go to bed at some point for school. But then the next day they would like act like nothing happened. But like they play these games with us. Anyway. What I'm saying is, even with the way I looked in high school, the way I presented myself, being the edgy, wear trench coat at school sort of guy, there was Jenny, there was the Asian twins, there was Jocelyn, who was this black girl in the photography class. Now, what's cool about the photography class is there's a dark room, and the dark room's really cool. The dark room's really fun. A lot of people like to go into the dark room just because it's fun to be in there, because it's real dark, right? As a pun, it's real dark. Anything can happen there. Lots of things happened in that room, man. A lot of things happened. I know what you're probably thinking. Yeah, she was black. She wasn't like dark black, but still in the dark room, it was kind of nice. Then after, there was Elizabeth. Elizabeth that was graduation. And that was actually at my house. I don't present myself to be that. I drink beer. I smoke cigars. I'm a dad bod guy. I'm your average guy. If I was able to bring in puss, smash puss, whatever, then how come you can't? How come some of you guys can't? How come there's these people like, even Gothic King Cobra on his dry spell with his balding hair? Sure, you may not have a chance, you would think, but if he asks like a 7, no, a 6, maybe a 5 or 4, maybe a 4, maybe he would have a chance. I think we're dropping frames here. Let's see what's going on here. What's going on? Is the connection bad? Okay, I'm back. Dating advice. Okay, now Ham in the chat said, "Deadman, how does any of this help me get a mommy girlfriend who will call me a cute boy while dressing me up in a pink frilly dress?" Well, that can help you. It's just like, okay, look, if you're actively looking for that type, you may not actually find it. Instead of doing that, why don't you just keep shooting? Like you keep, as bad a reference to the trench coat stuff, just keep taking chances and see where you go. Okay, just maybe that's why I had the luck that I did, and I think I still would, but I had the luck that I did, is that I would just take chances, and any opportunity that came away, I didn't deny it. I didn't turn it down. Dude, I was a sex fiend. I was ready to go. Dude, my background, I found porn at an early age. Want me to tell you something? Real talk? True talk, real talk. Took off the glasses. Not playing a character here. I lost my virginity at the age of 9. I lost my virginity at the age of 9. This might kind of explain some things. Okay. It was a Hispanic chick, the Mexican neighbor. She was like about 2-3 years older than me. But it was kind of interesting. It was kind of interesting. Would hang out quite a bit. I remember that, you know, she would show me things. She would teach me things. It was quite interesting. At the time, I didn't quite understand it. Still don't really know. Like, it's kind of like a blur. But, and like, images come up. Like, a lot of things were happening, like making out and fingering and sucking me, and it's graphic. It's kind of, you know what? You know, it's a little too much. I should have played this up, be like, you know, it was the hot Hispanic MILF next door. Actually, maybe that'd be worse. Okay, but she was like 3 years older than me, so she was like what, 11, 12. She'll be 12, and she was actually no, she was like. Dude, she was like 15 or 16. Anyway, so that happened, and I guess because of that, I was like already exposed to it. I was ready to go pretty much. I knew what it was. I knew what sex was, and I was like, okay, that's what I want. So even in daycare, I was kind of like that horny kid that would like look up girls' skirts, all that stuff. Real talk. But the thing is, too, even as it may seem like the creepy kid in daycare to do that, like, it was like, this might sound like a surprise to you, but it was like entertained. It was entertained. Like, all throughout my life, even through like grade school, middle school, junior high, high school, like, it was like I never had a problem not doing. Okay? Some of that's exaggerated, okay? Some of that is exaggerated. It wasn't really until high school that I had a girlfriend on the routine, okay? On the regular, sort of. Junior high was pretty much, I would say, alone. Middle school is alone. It was pretty much myself and porno mags when in middle school and junior high. And then in high school, my first crush, or no, not first crush, but the first crush was someone else, but that I felt on. But my first girlfriend for real was that Ginny chick from the anime club. Okay. Anyway, the point of getting into all that was to reveal that information, and kind of let you know, I guess, like, I guess I learned from early on that I knew what it was and how to get it, I guess. And I have had this experience growing up, even in college years, that things just, like, you don't need that one-liner. You just need that approach. You just need to have the confidence to approach. And you could say something like, you could actually legitimately say, hey, you're cute. Hey, you're kind of hot. You can say that. Some dating coaches will say, don't say that. Don't compliment their looks or whatever. If you do it with confidence and if you gauge it right, she's going to like it. She's going to be entertained by it, you know? And then you just go for the kill. You go for it. You'd be like, all right, you know, would you like to get some coffee? You in the moment when she's flustered, you keep on selling and you keep on doing the pitch, and then does she buy into it? Want to get some coffee? Do you want to go get something? Hey, you want to go somewhere? Okay, obviously you fill in that blank. Whatever you can do. Okay? Hey, want to go hang out? That works too. Okay? And it's really that simple. It's really that simple. I mean, of course, it's easier when you're younger, when you're like in your high school, because there's not a lot of like life issues. There's a lot less variables in play there. As you get older, especially older, when you have like other long-term relationships and kids and stuff, then it's like, oh, good luck. But younger, when you're young too, there's not like a lot of responsibilities. You can easily say yes or no, easily go from relationship to relationship, and like kind of like a carousel sort of thing, like a rotating door. It's much easier to do. It's much easier to do, and it's much easier to take those chances. Yeah, you're gonna fail at times. You're gonna fail a lot of times, but you fail 100% of the shots you don't take. Right? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You got to take those shots. You got to take those chances. Like the wife I currently have, I legitimately asked her this, and when I told her I was doing the stream, she was like, "Why you? Why are you giving dating advice? Like, you don't know anything." It's like, well, I have you, right? I mean, like in the way. My line for her was, so at the time I was single. I was living in a duplex, and I got some new furniture. I got a love seat, and my line was, with her there was a couple lines, and I failed horribly. It's embarrassing. First time, I was like, I made a joke of who wants to try in the love seat, which is like, who would do that? Who would say yes to that? But she was kind of interested. And then I asked her, "Hey, you want to go back to my place and play I asked her, "Hey, do you want to go back to my place and play Mario Kart?" I kid you not. All these red pill guys, all these Manosphere guys are teaching you stupid dating advice stuff about like how to do it. Oh, you have to do it a certain way. It's cringe. Girls are gonna like reject you. Dude, I legitimately asked her, "Do you want to go back to my place and play Mario Kart of all things?" And she said yes. Who says yes to that? Oh my God. But it was great. You don't have to try hard. You don't have to try hard at all, man. You can legitimately say, "Hey, I'm going to go hang out. I'm going to go for a couple of drinks." Like, because here's the reality of the situation. The women are bored too. If they're single, they're bored. What are they going to do? Go home, pet their cat? And that's not a perverted metaphor or anything. What are they going to do? Go watch their show? Be alone? You can ask them anything. They'll probably do it. Okay? Even before her. Even before my wife. My one-liners were kind of like, or my approaches were kind of like, let's see, when I was working at Dish Network at the time in Alvin. I have no problem saying that. And at the time, I was dating this one girl. And I say dating, it was like a one-night stand, two-night stand sort of thing. It was kind of like a 1 week, 2 week duration. I'm my decision, by the way. We ended when I said, "Hey, it's time to turn the page," via text. I was like, "Hey, we're done. Time to turn the page. Just turn the page on the relationship, okay? All right." But like, I got with her when I was going to go get coffee on a break, and she was working at the coffee place, and I turned. What did I say? I turned around. She's sitting right next to me, and I remember saying, "Hey, you're kind of cute." And it kind of went with that. And I made some small talk about the place, about the coffee and all that stuff. And I remember she said some things. I made some small talk about what she said. You're like, "Really, huh?" I was like, "Yeah." And next thing I know, We got a date at Gringo's, which is a Mexican restaurant in Pearland, whatever. And then after that, it was like a blowjob in the car, and taking her to her parents' place or whatever. And stuff like so. I mean, like it doesn't take much. Okay, no, but Mr. Devin, she wasn't a 10. You're right, she wasn't a 10. She was like a 6. Okay, she was probably like a 6. Okay, all right. But once again, I said in the beginning of this, you're not getting 10s. You're not getting 10s. Are you a 10? You're not getting 10s. You're not getting 10s. Like, you're gonna get 7s. You might get an 8. Okay, all right. You don't have to settle for 1s and 2s. Okay, I don't even know what that would be. All right, but even before her, there was my first initial, I guess, fiance, which my one-liner to her was, there was no one-liner. There was no one-liner. We met at community college, and that was very interesting because pretty much I walked up to her, and she had this big ass, and I just slapped her ass. I walked up to her, slapped her ass. Like that. You'd be like, whoa, you can't do that now because that would be criminal. It could be. But it wasn't, because she liked it. So afterwards, I took her home. The first time meeting her, no exaggeration here, took her home because she rode her bicycle to college. It was a community college. And after doing that, I guess she decided to repay the good service with a blowjob in the living room, and I was like, "Whoa!" Was not expecting it, not turning it down either. Okay, not expecting it, not turning it down. Okay. Yeah, that was crazy. So, like, you don't need a one-liner. You don't need to have an approach. You just need to just do it. Live in the moment. Don't be so afraid. And here's the thing. Some people listen to hear that story, be like, no, there's no way that happened. Look, let me tell you something. There is an approach. If I was single, I would definitely try this again. If you see a woman by herself, maybe she's with a girlfriend. No, she has to be by herself with this. Or she has to be like in a playful mood if she is with somebody else. You approach her in a playful manner, smile and everything. Don't look like a creep. Be playful, have a warm smile, and be in a warm place, and brush her cheek. So you're immediately making contact there. Now, what is she gonna do in that situation? What is she gonna do? What is she gonna do? Is she gonna get all like full of rage and like what? Like you just touched me. You just touched me. There's a slim chance that she may do that, but you 100% have her full focus and attention. You 100% have her full focus and attention. And if she has a boyfriend, you would figure that out right then and there, because he would come forward and try to stop you and put you in check. But if she doesn't, guess what? Like, that's not going to happen. And you still have her full focus and attention. Okay? Now, if she does get mad about that and wants to be like going after you and all this stuff, you let it happen. And you do not break. You don't show that it actually affects you. You just, because what you do then is you've already showed her that you're bold enough and you're willing and brave enough to take risks, okay? And you're sure of yourself. You have confidence there. So if she does lash at you in response, you don't want to show her that you're weak. You want to show her that you're stronger than what she could throw at you, okay? So she may lash at you, respond to you, be like, "Why did you just graze my shoulder, my cheek, or whatever?" Acting all mad and stuff. But you just be confident there. You just be confident. You know, you have a warm smile and everything. And I mean, out of that, you have her full attention, right? After she's done, she ran out of gas, ran out of steam. You just invite her to some place. You have to respond though. You have to use this moment. You can't just stand there in silence. You have to say something. You have to. All right. You have her full focus, her full attention. She's thinking about you, no one else. what do you do? Where do you invite her? Okay? Where do you take her? So that way y'all can have that time together. Okay? Boom. Can't do that now, Mr. Deadman. What do you mean you can't do that now? I'm not saying you slap her. I'm not saying you give her an open palm slap in the freaking cheek the first time you meet her. I'm not saying that. Jesus Christ. I'm saying you just graze her. Okay? Brush her cheek. Brush her cheek. Okay? And people are like, oh, that wouldn't work. You tell me. You tell me what works. I'll tell you what, man. I'll put a VC link in the chat. You tell me what works. And say, oh, it doesn't work. It did work for me. It will work for you. You just have to try it. You just have to try it. Yes, buddy slapper. You know, Echovin, actually, you could do that. But it has to be light. It can't be hard. Some women do like to be slapped around. That is true. That is true there. Some women and men, have to say, do like a little bit of slapping, hair pulling, and choking, and things like that. Now, you may find that later on in the relationship. However, if you find that early on, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, anything here is really possible. Like, I'm telling you this. I felt empowered to do this one-off, like, relationship advice, dating advice for men from a real guy, because I see these other Manosphere guys be like, oh, you got to do this a certain way. Dude, I literally, when I was working at Dish Network, late shift, whatever, I literally went to Walgreens and asked this girl to sit on my face. Now, I've been to this Walgreens several times. I was frequent there. I kind of seen her before. We made some small talk about various things, about her necklace or whatever, but I never hit on her, okay? Okay? Not directly. Maybe there's some mild flirting, but then I asked her, it was a late night shift. It was a shot in the dark. It may never happen. I was like, this is it. This is the moment. I went up there, got my water. I was like, hey, I want you to sit on my face. It sounds like a joke. It sounds like a bit, but it actually happened. I want you to sit on my face. Like that. Now, she didn't do it right then and there. We got a time, a date, and a location. It was a park. A lot of things happen at parks. You kind of wonder what people are doing at parks during the day, if they're not jogging or working out. You already know. If you see two vehicles in a parking lot and someone, gets out and goes in the other way, you already know what's going on. You already know what's going on there. Okay? All right? They're meetup places for sex fiends. That's what they are. Okay? Did you get her breaths? No, I wasn't the breath fiend then. Mr. Drunkman looks obliterated. Dude, I'm not even drunk yet. Not even drunk. I'm tipsy, not drunk. Perspicacity wouldn't even know how to hit on chicks because he's into dudes. Okay? All right? You know what? Actually, he should have it easy because dudes are easy, dude. Dudes will give it up at any time. You hit on it. Dudes are willing to suck and fuck at any time. Gay dudes have no problem getting laid because, like, it seems so much easier. But really, also, straight guys shouldn't have that much problem either because there's a lot of women who really like dick. All you have to do is ask. Like, dude, I look ugly. I legit have some crazy ass Hail Mary approaches and they freaking work. Like, how? How do they work? The reason why I married the woman that I did is because my pervy approaches didn't work with her, and she seemed resilient to that, and she seemed like she would be good for someone that would be a mom. All the women before her were sluts and hoes from Alvin, Texas. Alvin, Texas. That's Hoe City. I guess maybe that's it. Maybe it's location. If you want to get it, you want to have easy lays, you go just down to Alvin, Texas. There's not a girl down there I haven't banged. Just about. Just about. 111. I would say, okay, that's exaggerated. It's quite a bit. Okay. So yeah, if you guys want to hop in and give your relationship advice, that would be great. That'd be fan freaking great there. Yeah, man. I think this would be great. We could learn something from each other. We need to be empowered to help these supposed incels or people that are having a hard time getting laid, because it's really not hard. It's really not hard at all. How can someone like me, who looks the way I do, have like a body count of like almost 20? Okay, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. And it's not like I don't get offers anymore. I'm a married man. I turn them down. Don't entertain them. I actively don't even look anymore, obviously. Oh, that's another thing too. When you are in a relationship, when you have like a fling going on, sometimes it's much easier to like find something. Something will come your way. It's like, I can't tell you. Okay, one of my early jobs when I was in high school, I was working at Whataburger, and when I was in this relationship with Jenny, there was this other girl. I forgot where she. I think she was in Huntsville. Where is she? Leave. No, Clear Creek, because she lived in that area, and she was into me, but I didn't entertain that. I tell you why. It's because she approached me with her friend. Her friend was huge. Her friend was like a hippo. She wasn't, though. The girl I'm talking about, she wasn't. She was nice. She was kind of petite, kind of small and everything. But her friend said something about her having a kid, and immediately I just had a picture of her vag being like it was like Stargate, or I was like, ooh, no way, not doing that. Like, I at least want to feel something. So yeah, I turned that down though. But yeah, I wasn't in a relationship, and it just happened. So what I'm telling you there is like, well, I guess we have to work at the very beginning, don't we? We have to work with the bare bones. Because if I'm talking to people who are sexless, lonely, essentially virgins again because they haven't had sex in like 10 years, kind of like asking you, what do you need to do to put yourself out there? Now, I get it. Things have changed. There's like Tinder now, I guess. Never used it. When I was dating, I did use Plenty of Fish. So I did use online dating before. Did have a couple of dates that way. They weren't dates. They're like one-night stands. That's perfectly fine. That's exactly what I was looking for. And it's not like I like a picture of like me all ripped and stuff. It was like just me, what can I tell you? There was plenty of time at work. I worked at a call center at the time, so there was plenty of interaction with people in the real life and in the real situation there. And there was a lot of people that, I guess because they're bored and frustrated at work, I'm not sure if that was the reason why, but there was a lot. There were several situations that spawned from that. I mean, you could easily find flings at work. You can easily find flings at work. It's very possible. I mean, especially if you work at a company where there's no longevity, people come and go, they burn out like a call center. Dude, man, they're not going to go to HR to report you. They're more likely to quit that job because they hate that job so much. Everyone hates that job so much. They hate the company. So if anything, they're looking for sex for an outlet. Even better. But there was a MILF at the time. I forgot her name. I think it was Stacy or Donna or something. No, Donna was the other one. I don't really remember her name. I remember afterwards, it was at her apartment, and afterwards, after the whole sexual stuff, it was complimented with a high C and a fruit roll up. It was very strange. So, and then she was talking to me, and we're listening to Danzig. I was like, okay. So that was pretty trippy. I mean, you literally just have to go out to where you would find people that could potentially be lonely and willing and interested. Just have conversations with people. Just talk to people. It could literally be at your local like coffee place, Starbucks or knockoff Starbucks or whatever it is, or local coffee place. I mean, you think, okay, well, they probably have a lot of customers that the chick probably gets hit on quite a bit. You think so? So what? You try your shot. Maybe you get a ride. If your logic is, well, why am I going to hit on her if everyone else had a ride? Well, maybe you can have a ride. Why not? Well, why not? What's stopping you? Okay, are you looking for long-term relationship material? Or are you just looking for a fling? Why don't you settle for a fling first and see where that goes, and then, I mean, just take a chance, man. Stop getting hung up on, she might be a cock carousel, or she might not like me hitting on her. Who cares? Are you going to be around when she complains on Reddit or on Twitter that some jerk hit on her for the fifth time today? No, you're going to be gone. You're not going to be there for that. That's if you fail. But if you succeed, and it's really not that hard, then it's gonna be good. You're gonna have at least a good conversation with her, a warm conversation, and you know what, man? You're gonna feel alive a little. You're not gonna land the deal every time, but being able to openly flirt like that and being able to talk and interact like that, that's good. At least do that and see where you go from there. But if you're not actually doing that, then what can I tell you, man, other than do it? I mean, you could go to any sort of Manosphere guy or dating advice guy, but if you're not actually doing the work, at least engaging in conversation, what are you doing? You're not even trying. I mean, man, this one time when I was working at, I think it was Dish Network still. I was working there for quite a bit. Was that? Was it there? I don't remember. Because I remember going to Jack in the Box near my house, and there was this chick at the drive-thru. I legit said, wow, you have a nice ass. And she legit pulled her pants down and showed me her ass, gave me her number. And I did call her, but then I heard a crying kid in the background, and she said it was hers. So I was like, all right, well, I don't want to do anything with that. I'm going to pretend that didn't happen. So there was that. Now, of course, it made it easier. There was a night shift. It was like at 10 o'clock at night, 10:30, around that time. So, I mean, it's not hard. Dude, legit, just be bold and ask questions. Like, life isn't Twitter, dude. Life is not Twitter. You can legit say, hey, yeah, you have a nice ass. Be like, oh, yeah? Yeah, hey, let me see that thing. What is she going to do? Call the cops right then and there? You're going to be gone by the time she picks up the phone, hopefully. Live life a little, dude. Live life a little, okay? Be bold. Be brazen. Be confident. Be confident. Be a Steppenwolf, man. Be a Steppenwolf, okay? You should be bold. You should be confident. With yourself, at least. Come on, man. If you can't hit at the kind of chubby chick at the drive-thru at Jack in the Box at 10:30 at night, then you're not even trying. You're not even trying, okay? All right? Because she would have pulled her pants down for anyone, okay? mean, here's the reality of the situation. As I say this, people like Ethan Ralph get chicks. Had no difficulty getting chicks. People say, well, Ethan Ralph's a little rapey. Yeah, he probably is. Sounds like he is. You don't have to go that far, though. You don't have to go that far. What I'm saying is, you could be ugly, you could be fat, you could be bloated, you could have a gunt, you can have your skin all irritated and rashy and stuff like that. If you're asking them, if you're engaging with them, you have a better shot than all the others who don't even try. Okay? Don't be like many of the others that don't even try. Seize the day. Seize the ass. What is Latin for seize the ass? Carpe diem is seize the day, right? What's carpe ass? Would it be, we need to find this. Asinus. Okay? This is going to be a mug. I'm going to start this. A Manosphere dating advice for men. This channel is going to be horror and dating advice. That's the theme now. Carpe de asinus. Carpe de asinus. Seize the ass. Just do it. Just do it. Let me ask you something. And by the way, the Discord link, the VC is in the chat. If you want to ask me VC about this, we can entertain this. What would happen if you just walked up to a chick, she's by herself, not with her boyfriend, and you just slapped her ass? What would happen? Not too hard. You don't want to hurt her, but just boom. Boom and let go. What happens? Huh? Oh, it works for me. If she asks, what did he just do? Oh my God, what did he just do? Oh, I'm so sorry. Your ass is just so big. It's just so wonderful. I'm sorry. I know it's wrong of me. I know it's wrong. I apologize. You don't have to go that far. In fact, at the point you're talking too much. You just say, oh, it's wrong of me. You put it to her. You just compliment her. Be like, oh, I'm sorry. I just couldn't help myself. Your ass was just so big. You're just so beautiful. And you see how she responds to that. And you play into that. If she is getting angry and wanting to make a report or something, gets the phone, starts dialing, well, I mean, you're no longer there, right? Right? I mean, it could be like, oh, I grazed her. I'm sorry, it was a mistake. I don't know. It's not like you left a mark. Did someone record it? Wow, that would be a problem. You know? You don't have the Wolverine beard. You need to have the Wolverine beard. You need to be the discount Wolverine. I didn't even have this beard at the time. Okay. I was the clean-shaven, younger, discount Chris Pratt. And before Chris Pratt. So, okay, maybe that could be a factor. Like, so my looks aren't the best. Obviously, I'm not ripped. I'm not in shape. I've never really was at all. But I'm a tall guy. So when I approach a chick, she's looking up at me. She doesn't really, I don't think they really notice how out of shape I am. Because it never really comes up. In fact, sometimes when it does come up, they'll be like, I thought you had abs. Like, no, I never had abs. I've never had abs. What? I've never, ever, ever in my life had abs. But I could have sworn, or one of my fiancés, she was like, I could have sworn you were in shape before and you had abs. Nope. I suck in my gut at times, but never had abs. Never. Fake it till you make it. Okay? You have to use everything at your disposal. Okay? Use all the tactics. First, look for a positive response before any touching, or you could end up in jail nowadays. Well, it's not that direct. It's not that direct. You do with what you're comfortable with. I don't want you to do any crimes. Okay. Okay. You have to play by the rules that you're comfortable with. These are the rules that I'm comfortable with, and they've worked for me. Let me tell you about my approach. My approach, I guess. So, well, like I said, there's not really an approach, but I called this my approach. It's not really, I don't want to call it that. All right. So, by the way, let's get some likes on here. I'm giving you guys advice. But what is this? You're a very average looking Mr. Man-Slut. That's right. I'm very average, very average. That's the whole point of me doing this. As someone who looks like me can actually get something, then what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing, right? What are these people who are like incels and, oh my god, I can't get laid? Like, even Gothic King Cobra, if he changed a few things about him, he could probably get laid. Honestly, even Gothic King Cobra, if he were to hit on like some meth chicks, like Gothy or whatever, he could probably get laid. Okay. Problem is, and he was going to. Problem is, Gothy has a platform too, and she took the victim complex and tried to rise to fame. That is so stupid. I'll say that is probably a game changer here. I'm still operating, looking at things from like the 90s, early 2000s. Okay, when things now are much more like Discord, doing a relationship on Discord. What are you talking about? That's hogwash. It's trash. Like, I have had some long distance relationships through AOL Instant Messenger, and even them, they were started with like a shot in the dark tactic. Like, one of them, I was in a relationship with this girl in Austin, Texas. Kind of long distance, not that long distance, right? She was into anime. Shot in the dark on AOL Instant Messenger. Around the time you would get some spam messages, I took a chance. Was like, hey, I'm not a spam message. I just wanted to say, hey, I thought the things you're into are kind of cool. I just want to talk about it, like that. And we started talking and played some games together. Talked about some other stuff. And it got interesting. Next thing I know, we are talking on the phone, doing some graphic talks. And eventually, I'm spending time at her place, like 4 days at her place. It's her parents' house, okay. But it was quite interesting there. So, and like I said, I did the Plenty of Fish thing. And Plenty of Fish, that's an online thing. That's a freaking form. That was like Tinder before Tinder, okay? That's what that is. So, but we have this thing called the approach that I do sometimes. Now I think about it, I think I've done this with just about every something kind of like this. So when she's at your place, or you're at her place, or you're in a place alone, one-on-one, and things are right, you feel that things are right, just go for it. But ease into it as you go for it. Okay? All right? It can be done in different ways. For example, there's one time at this chick's apartment, I had to use the restroom. Now, I was invited at her place, right? You don't get invited to somebody's place unless sex is potentially on the table there. So you operate with that a little bit. And I approach her from behind with my ass, grabbing her cheeks, squeeze, and my hot breath on her neck. Chicks love that. They love that. Ooh, she melted. She melted. She melted. She turned around, my hand still on her ass. mouth to mouth, locked. Okay, at that point, that was, oh, it is good to go. Now it could have went in other ways. It could have went south. She could have said, no, I don't want to do this. You're right. But it didn't. It never has. I've done this tactic was in various ways several times. You just slide into it. You slide into the motions of it and see where it goes. If she gives pushback, okay. All right. That's fine. If she doesn't, then you just go, man. You just if you feel her melting in your arms, you just continue because she wants it. So, 10 minutes stoned. Look at this, you guys. I'm not stoned, dude. My eyes are normally like this. All right, Dead Man's Zombie series was a big hit in his hometown. That's right. Hey, you want to be in my zombie show? Tell you what, I'll make you famous. Oh, man, it was cool. It was cool, though. It was cool. I'll tell you what, man. I had some trepidation doing this. I had some thoughts. Like, no one's going to take this serious. Even people, I mean, you guys probably don't take this seriously. Like, come on now, what? But it's like I told my wife, I was like, I want to do this live stream. She's like, what do you know about dating advice? Like, well, we're obviously together. We've been together for a good while. She's like, yeah, but relationship advice. It's like, okay, long-term relationship advice is a totally different thing. Okay, marriage advice is a totally different thing. First, we got to start with getting into a relationship. And honestly, guys, you more likely want to have just a series of flings and then see what you want. Okay? It's a lot easier to have a series of flings than it is to have a long-term relationship. That is difficult to do. Very difficult. There's a lot of upkeep involved. And let me tell you, man, even if you approach a woman, a chick who has like other dudes in her life, it doesn't matter, man. If you're just looking for a fling, looking for a temporary thing, whatever, why does that even matter? Like, the woman you're talking to might be the biggest hoe in town. But, like, are you looking for a wife? No. Okay. Just have some fun, man. Have some fun. Carpe diecinus. That's what we're gonna do here. Gotta seize the ass. You gotta seize the ass. So I guess no one was inspired by this. Okay, fine, whatever. Be what it is. Hopefully I was able to help some of you guys. I could go through my list example by example, but I'll just rather not. Although some might be kind of curious, there is a consistency of like white girls and Mexican girls. There was like one Asian girl, or actually two, and then the rest were like either white or Hispanic. So there was that. Well, wow, that was an early stream. I start early, get in early. Wow, wait, not even drunk here. I will ask the girl at Wendy's to show me her ass tonight. Devin, good job for you, Ben Notch. Good job for you. Good job for you. Do it. I swear, man. Like, one time, like, I'm not even trying anymore, right? Because I'm married. I went to the drive-thru at Jack Box, another Jack Box, with these shades on. These blue ones here. And the girl was like, oh my God, those are like so cool shades. And the way she said that, I know I responded, but the way she said that, I read into that, and I was reading her face. It's like, oh man, at that moment, oh, that's something I should say. There's certain times when you're talking with a chick where you know that they're open for something. The reason why I told you about my history, my past, even the, I guess the darker stuff, losing my virginity at 9 and stuff, is because maybe that's the reason why I'm kind of like sensitive to it. Like, I could, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm aware when somebody is open. So I'll just, I see it anymore as a married man. I was like, that could have been an opportunity, but it's not, because I'm a faithful man. It is what it is. Had it been younger, could have been an opportunity, and that is what it is. Be like the Daimo. I betrayed the Daimo, so there is no going back from that. You want Dead Man Tips to approach the Daimo? I don't have any advice for that. I think with someone like him, you just have to be upfront and brazen. You just have to take him. Honestly, you just have to seize him, just grab him by his love handles and just take him. Okay, that's what you have to do. I think someone like him appreciates force. He respects power and dominance. If you fail to overpower him and dominate him, he will see you as weak. He will then try to dominate you and will probably succeed. So, and only when he's fully, the only way he would go to like the police or something is if you fail to allow him to fully dominate you. Okay, then he'll be pleased. Don't approach Daimo. Yeah, don't approach him. You have to take him by force. Who respects force? Well, so I'm kind of baffled, guys. I'm puzzled. I don't understand. I mean, my one-liners have always been kind of like iffy and goofy, and like they seem like they shouldn't work because they're not really one-liners. They're just kind of, I'm in the moment, and maybe because the way I look, the way I carry myself, even through this, through this moments, it's like I usually pull through, usually succeed. There was this one time I was working at EB Games. I was, I want to say 17, 18. I was working at EB Games at the mall in Friendswood. And right next door, there was this clothing store called Boudica or something. I forgot what the clothing store was. There was this 5'1", very short chick with a big ass. She was hot, but she was super short. And they were like, hey, go hit on her. I was like, okay. All right. So I was watching her, and dude, I had no game. I still have no game. I don't even know how I did it. How did I do that? Jesus Christ. You know how I did it? It was super easy. I just walked up to her, started a conversation with her. I was like, hey, would you like to do sometime? I got her number. She got my number. We called. We had some conversations late into the night to 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock. Okay, those are good conversations. Those are the ones they remember. And you know what? Most of the time, you don't even remember what you're saying. Okay, they're just talking. They just want to talk. They want somebody to listen to them. Maybe that's part of it. They want someone to listen to. Maybe it helps too. Though my eyes are old now and kind of bagged, but I have like these kind blue eyes that thickest chicks like, and there was that. And no, was I was able to seal the deal, so to speak. It was not bad at all. I mean, she did have other guys at her life. I was one of them. It was quite interesting, but it wasn't something I was willing to keep up with on that front, on that part. So it is what it is. But it surprised me. It surprised them. Although they wouldn't give me any credit for that. It's like, hey, you guys put me up to it, and I got it. I got the number to call her, and she came over to talk to me on my break. You guys, and these guys were jerk-offs, man. They tried to act like they were alpha chat and everything. It was like, man, you guys want to act like you're alpha, whatever. It was like a manager of the store. But it's like, you guys want to act like you're alpha, but you're not. Like, geez, like, you just have to talk to them. Just talk to them, man. All you have to do. So silly. Deadpan as AF. Well, sometimes a deadpan approach kind of works. You just have to be. I mean, you just have to have some confidence in you. Sometimes chicks love that. There was another time working at EB Games where, oh man, now this one did not do anything with, but we did exchange numbers, we did talk, but there was no follow through. On this one, I'd rather spend time playing games with my friends than have any sort of follow through. She was pretty hot. She was there with her friend, and I remember he was like, "Kid, you think she was hot?" I was talking with a coworker of mine, and I was like, "Yeah, she's pretty cute. You think you get her number?" It's like, maybe. So what I did is she was out there sitting on the bench, right, out there in the mall, and I leave. I gave her a glance, but pretending like she wasn't even there. I walk as if I pretend as if she's not even there, like I'm too cool for her or whatever, and don't pay her any mind. And then later on, when I see her at the I guess the what do you call it, what was it, the food lounge or whatever, the food place, whatever. Man, what's it called in the mall? Everyone goes to eat. The food place, whatever it's called. Yeah, I approached her there, and she even said, she was like, "Oh, I liked how you pretended like you didn't notice me when you walked out." It's like, okay, but oh man, there was a certain reason why I did it. There was no follow through. I was talking to her over the phone. She was like, I was gonna hang out at the mall later on with a group of friends, and the way she said friends, it kind of implied that was a bunch of guy friends. I was like, I don't want to. I already been through that sort of thing, had that competition. I'm not looking to do that again. So you know what? And I tell her I wasn't interested, but it was like the other thing I could do is I think play GoldenEye with my friends, and that's what I ended up doing, playing GoldenEye with my friends. So there was that. Women are liabilities in my world. Food court, that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, women are liabilities. I mean, it can be. It's how you play it, though. I'm going to tell you something. That's real. It's true. All these guys that complain about how they can't find any girls. All they have to do is go to the coffee house that's near the high school. I'm just messing. I'm messing, but I'm not. In certain states, 17 is bueno. If you live in Texas, 17, age of consent. I was 20 at the time. The chick was 17. Okay, there's that. There is that. Hey, that's legal. That's legal in Texas. You can say what you want. That's legal. Okay? All right? I don't go. Never gone younger. Never would. Never would. Say what you will, chat. Say what you will. You'd be like, oh my God. State law says it's fine. State law says it's fine. Oh, no. I'm playing, but I'm not playing at the same time. That is true. State law does say it's fine. And that was a fling. It didn't really matter. I mean, it obviously wasn't long-term material. So, yeah, there's that. But what I'm saying is you have to put yourself out there. It's legal, guys. It's legal. Operate within the law, my friends. Operate within the law. Okay. Like I said in the beginning, don't slap the chick on the cheek. Graze her. Like that method, I would love to see someone try to do that. You could say Mr. Deadman put you up to it. That's fine too. But you have to do it strategically. I'm talking about the method. This is a high stakes method. I've been thinking about this for a while. It is. You make contact with a girl by physically making contact with her. Now, she has to be alone. But, no, well, alone, she could be creeped out. Maybe. No, it could work. You definitely don't want her to have a boyfriend near her or any guy friend around her. Maybe. You have to gauge the situation because it could change. But essentially, it's this. You see the girl. You approach her. Now, you're friendly. She seems friendly already. And you graze her cheek. You just graze her cheek. Now, immediately think, what is she going to do? We're talking about a graze. She going to send you to jail for that? No, she's not. She's absolutely not. There's no mark on her. He didn't slap or anything. You just graze her cheek. Honestly, if anything, she could play into it. She might actually enjoy it. Even if she acts like she doesn't enjoy it, just remember that any rage she puts towards you may be she may misattribute some other feelings towards you for that. I mean, there's a reason why women tend to love like assholes or the guys they don't like. They pretend that they don't like. They're attracted to them. They're attracted. So in that moment, you have her attention. That's only if she lashes out, though. One area where I think this could fail, it's if she. No, even then you wouldn't fail, because if you brush your cheek, then, and she's like, "Hey, what's that? What's that about?" Then what you have to do, gauge the situation, quickly respond. Hey, would you like to go out sometime? Or would you like to grab some coffee? Okay. Or would you like to go? But you have to be ready. You have to have something in mind. You have to have a play ready to go. Now, if she turns you down right then and there, and she says, no, you creep, or no, what the hell, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Don't let that hurt you. Don't let that cut you down. Okay? You'd be like, man, I just played my card. I played everything I had, and I felt. Now, you could leave. If you do leave the situation, leave the scene, okay, you gave it a shot. She'll laugh at you, whatever. Or what you can do is you look at her with confidence. You be like, no, I'm serious. Like, there's something about you I really like. Now, be ready to go with that. That's something about you. That's a placeholder. Be ready to go with that. Give her a compliment about something that you see there in the moment. It could be anything. It could be your shirt. It could be anything. It could be your hair. It could be anything. Be ready to go. Okay? But that initial graze on the cheek there, that will get her full attention. So you will have that. It's just very important how you play your cards at that point. Because you're going all in. Whoa. So this has been my dating advice for people for this channel. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I think we had a great time. I've had a good time. And with that said, man, I guess that's it. That's it. I guess you go back to whatever stream we're on before. Be careful out there, guys. Sure. Carpe diasinus. You got to seize the ass. Okay? That's what you got to do.